With championships in 2004, 2007, 2009, and 2010, the Miners are looking to bring a title back to the Mat-Su Valley.
This is the longest championship drought in 10 seasons.
8 former Miners selected in the 2014 MLB draft, and head coach Ben Taylor is back for another season of baseball in the Valley.
Here we go. Mat-Su Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and sorry for the delay. Decided to have a little downpour here in Chugiak at Loretta French Field, delaying the game for about 50 minutes now, but the rain has stopped. Blue skies are a little more evident now. The field is ready to be played, and the starting lineups are being announced here in Loretta French, and we'll just jump right in first with the Chinooks. Pollock's playing center field, same position as last night. Next up, James Navant batting second. After Navant is Brett Collins out in left field. Mark Lindsay is the designated hitter for the Chinooks tonight, batting fourth, followed by Nick Cavello playing at second base. Billy Arndt follows Cavello at shortstop. In the seventh spot is Kramer. Kramer playing at first base. Kramer is followed by Murphy, who is behind the plate tonight for the Chinooks, and batting in the ninth position, Billy Rourke, the third baseman. On the mound for the Chinooks is Stephen Wagner. And for the Miners, kind of back to the usual lineup that we're kind of used to seeing. Starting things off for the Miners is Cameron Frost, playing out in center field tonight. Frost is followed by Paul Panachone out in shortstop. Then Cam Newell is batting in the third spot, playing in right field tonight. Hunter Simmons playing at designated hitter in the fourth position. Simmons followed by Brandon Smith back out in left field. In the sixth spot is Blazer at second base. Matt Decker at first, batting seventh. Batting eighth is Mitchell Now at catcher, and Jordan Rogers in the ninth spot in third base. And we will quickly pause for the national anthem.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rent the glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, fate us that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Let's play Chinooks baseball.
And the Miners coming off a big win after last night's 15-6 win over the Chinooks. Go over that real quickly before we get things started. The Miners scored 6 runs in the first inning. 5 runs in the second inning, then 4 runs in the sixth. So the Miners, Austin, kind of got their mojo back with the hitting aspect of their game last night.
Yeah, the pitching was just very solid as well, but it was really the hitting. It started early, and you kind of just looked at it and were able to say, I don't think it's going to stop, and it really never did. I mean, Lance Phillips came in for the Chinooks, pitched very well in his time on the mound, but just the Miners bats a little too much for the Chinooks, and they try to make it 5-3 on the season with a win tonight. And, of course, Emma, as you said, a couple of those names back in the lineup. Cameron Frost is Tyler Stubblefield making his way in here. I don't know what he's doing. But, yeah, Cameron Frost back in there, as well as Brandon Smith. And we get to see Matt Decker again.
And our player of the game last night was Hunter Simmons. Simmons finished with 2 singles, 1 double, and 3 runs scored. He was walked twice, once in the first inning and once in the second. And Stephen Wagger on the mound for the Chinooks. He has pitched 1 2/3 innings, given up 3 hits, 4 runs. All 4 of those were earned runs. Has struck out 2 and walked 2 with an ERA of 21.6. And then on the mound for the Miners, John Farindelli. He has pitched for 3 innings, given up 5 hits, 4 runs. Has struck out 6 and only walked 2. And Wagger taking a last few practice pitches before we see Cameron Frost step up for the Miners.
The Miners, if you may have seen on Twitter, where you can follow us at ABL Miners, you may have seen that the Miners stayed busy during this little bit of a rain delay. And then you also may have seen the moose that actually made an appearance with its, what do they call them? Calf.
Had a mama moose and a baby moose.
Yeah, they were walking actually behind the press box, which is all the way behind home plate. We're ready to go.
Cameron Frost had the night off last night, hitting .250 on the season. Has 2 RBIs and 1 triple. First pitch, big swing, strike 1. Second pitch in there for strike 2. Frost now down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. That has definitely cooled off here in Chugiak.
It was very warm when we got here. It was also very sunny.
The wind is calm also.
We've seen a lot of different things since we've been here.
Alaskan weather is changing quickly. The 0-2 pitch. Little inside, ball 1.
Our second visit to Chugiak, the first one was, of course, opening day. Supposed to play last week. That game got rained out.
Big swing for strike 3 for Cameron Frost. First strikeout for Stephen Wagger.
I have to say, we've been in Palmer, we've been in Anchorage, and now we've been in Chugiak. I think my favorite is Palmer. I think it's great. This is probably the second. It's a great view, believe it or not.
And Panicho now at the plate decides to try and bunt one down the third base side. Instead, it rolls foul.
It may not look like the best view, but there's no window. So you get to hear everything that goes on. You get to see it. It's a much clearer view.
The 0-1 pitch to Panichone. Fouls one back directly over us, but actually it bounces back. And in case a foul ball hits your car, be sure to call Napa Auto Parts with locations in Big Lake, Wasilla, and Palmer. Very convenient locations. The 0-2 pitch to Panichone. Little high and outside, ball 1.
Cam Newell waits on deck. He's played well for the Miners since arriving. 1 for 4 yesterday.
And Panichone is hit by a pitch. Will take his base. Brings up Cam Newell. Newell hitting .308 so far in this season. Already has 1 RBI and 1 double.
That's the 4th time that Panichone has been hit by a pitch.
Newell, the left-handed batter. First pitch by Wagger. It's a high fly ball to left center field. Going back is Pollux. And actually, it's the left fielder, Collins, able to make that catch. And Panichone hustling back to first base. And we have out number 2.
Yeah, Panichone was actually just a couple feet off the second base bag. I think he thought that was going to get in for a base hit and go to the wall. He had to hustle. He was going full speed all the way back.
Brings up Hunter Simmons as designated hitter tonight. He was our player of the game yesterday, hitting .333. Has 2 RBIs, 1 double. And Wagner throws back to first base to try and catch Panachone off the bag. And Kramer, the first baseman, thought that Wagner had him. He came jogging off the field, but the first base umpire rules him safe. Again throws back to first base. Safe again.
Panachone has 1 stolen base on the season. I think that first try, Kramer thought he was out. He was kind of jogging in.
First pitch high, ball 1 to Simmons.
Simmons looked very, very comfortable at the plate last night. Probably as comfortable as we've seen him all season long. 3 for 4, scored 3 runs.
Throw back to Kramer. At first, Panachone safe again.
I don't think I've seen a pitcher pay so much attention to a base runner this early. But these Chinooks know the Miners can score early and quick.
This one's in the dirt. Panachone heads back to first. And Murphy behind the plate threw it down to first to try and catch Panachone off, and the Chinooks just looked like they try to keep trying to throw Panachone out.
He's got speed. I mean, we haven't seen him run much. Like I said, just the 1 stolen base, but he's got a pretty decent sized lead over there at first.
Throw back again. The ball gets out of the glove of Kramer, and Panachone will head to second. And on the error, Panachone takes a base.
Sometimes when you try to do too many pickoff attempts like that, things like that just happen. The ball gets away.
2-0 count for Simmons. Little high, ball 3. We see Simmons time and time again, very patient at the plate, waiting for that specific pitch he wants. And if he doesn't get it, he'll take his time, and he was walked twice yesterday. Here's the 3-0 pitch. High, ball 4. So runners on first and second now for the Miners. Brings up Brandon Smith, playing in left field tonight. We've seen him DH a couple of times. Smith hitting 154 with 1 RBI. Smith on the right side of the plate. Panachone with the lead off of second. Here's the pitch. And there's strike 1. So the leading run is in scoring position now. Things are still tied up at the top of the first. Tied up at 0 runs apiece.
Panachone doing a lot of dancing at second base.
0-1 pitch, big swing by Smith, and that's strike 1. Strike 2, excuse me.
Nick Blazer waits on deck.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch by Wagner. Outside and in the dirt, ball 1.
Blazer was one of the players who came up a little late. I got a chance to talk to him yesterday. Very nice guy. I think he may have heard me say that. Kind of just glanced over here.
1-2 pitch, Panachone goes, so does Simmons, throw down to third, and it's dropped by Billy Rourke. Panachone rounds thirds, heads home. Simmons at third.
Oh.
And Simmons dances around Rourke, who was diving in the base path, and Simmons goes around him and is safe at third.
I've seen a lot of weird plays, but that's one of them. Our camera angle not the best here in Chugiak, so I don't know if you guys saw that. It looks like Chris Beck, the acting manager, out to discuss that with the field umpire.
Simmons laughing about it over there on third.
It
was funny.
It's funny because it's just so rare. You don't see that, and it looked very awkward. It was really weird.
Now,
If that's a good way to describe it.
is Chris Beck arguing that he was out of the base path?
That's possible. But I don't think he was.
I don't think he was either. Well, it looks like it's going to stand. So Panachone is able to score the first run of the game, and Simmons makes it to third after dancing around Billy Rourke at third base. Simmons literally passed third and came back around to touch the bag. And now Brandon Smith at the plate has a full count. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on third. Here's the pitch. And there for strike 3. And that is 2 strikeouts for Stephen Wagger of the Chinooks, but damage has already been done by the Miners as we head to the bottom of the first inning. The Miners are leading the Chinooks 1-0. You're listening to Miners Radio Network. Back here at Loretta French Field, I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock. And now the Miners take the field. On the mound for Matsu is John Farindelli out of Chandler Gilbert Community College. Farindelli, the right-handed pitcher, batting to Pollock's the lefty. High fly ball. Foul down the third base side, but Rogers is chasing it. And Rogers loses his sunglasses, but able to make the catch.
Yeah, about maybe a half hour to 40 minutes ago, it didn't need sunglasses.
No.
Now maybe a little bit. Farindelli last pitched on the 14th against the Pilots. That was the 10-7 win. That was the night of Johnny Loker's walk-off grand slam. Got the win, an inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 Ks. Said he felt really good. Didn't feel so great last time he faced the Chinooks on the 11th.
Brings up James Navant, the right fielder. Navant hitting .263, has 3 RBIs, 1 double. Pitch by Farindelli, pitched directly to us.
As you can see on the screen.
Austin flinched.
I did not. We're going to adjust that for you guys.
0-2 pitch by Farindelli. A little high, ball 1. One-two pitch. Outside, ball 2 now to Navant.
James Navant from the University of Notre Dame.
Hits a high fly ball down the first base side. Newell chasing it. And actually, I think he caught it in foul territory. That's out number 2. So 2 away so far for Farindelli and the Miners. That brings up Brett Collins, the left fielder for the Chinooks. Collins hitting .313, has 1 RBI. First pitch a little outside for ball 1.
Got an email saying that we can't see third base with the video. We'll fix that as soon as this half inning comes to an end.
And that's inside ball 2. Fouls one back for strike 1. Farindelli working very quick tonight.
Yeah, I actually noticed that a couple I think it was when Navant was up at the plate. I said, you know what, it's kind of he gets the ball back, and while the player, the batter tries to get himself ready, it's just very good communication between Farindelli and Mitchell now.
2-1 pitch. Hits a high fly ball, or a line drive into right field. It will get down. Navant rounds first. Newell finally picks it up at the wall. And Collins with the double for the Chinooks.
That ball hit very, very hard down that right field line, all the way to the wall, but Collins has actually played well against the Miners, and you see it again, he continues to stay hot.
Brings up the right-handed batter. The designated hitter tonight for the Chinooks is Mark Lindsay, hitting .333. 2 hits, 1 run. Has been walked 3 times. Played in 2 games, so this is his 3rd. First pitch high, ball 1. And Mitchell now head out to the mound to talk with John Farindelli. With the tying run in scoring position at second.
Lindsay played well last night against the Miners. 2 for 4, scored a run, had a walk. Checks in at .333, 4 for 12. He scored 4 runs. Gets a start as the designated hitter tonight with Murphy doing the catching. Other catcher on the roster, A.J. Durr. We haven't seen much of him.
Now behind the plate, Farindelli gets the signal. 1-0 pitch. Lone outside, ball 2.
We're very lucky to have a visitor in the booth tonight. We'll introduce him in a little bit.
.2-0 pitch. Swung on ground ball down the third base side to Jordan Rogers. Scoops it up. Makes the throw to Matt Decker at first. And that's out number 3 for the Miners. So Miners able to still lead the Chinooks 1-0 as we head to the top of the second. And you're listening to Miners Radio Network. And starting things off for the Miners was Nick Blazer, second baseman, but he just lined out to the third baseman, Billy Rourke. Rourke with a great catch. That's out number 1 for the Chinooks. Next up is Matt Decker, the first baseman tonight. We apologize for the camera movement.
We'll talk to Matt Decker after that about that.
Trying to get a better view of the field, and
We are doing our best.
Decker out of Stanford.
That might be the best we got. That's not bad.
1-1 pitch. Fouled back again, strike 2.
NFL ball sponsored by Edward Jones Financial Advisors. Quick minute.
Oh, there we go again. Remember, there's a foul ball. Someone sponsors it, and they all yell.
The 1-2 pitch to Decker. Swung on. Ball into center field, and Pollock's there for the good hustle and the good grab. So 2 quick outs for the Chinooks. Now, Mitchell Now, who had a great night last night, catching for the Miners. Now scored 2 runs, had 2 singles, and reached base 4 times. First pitch, strike 1.
In other league action, the Panners up in Fairbanks have a 4-2 lead on the San Francisco Seals. I guess the Seals will have about a 6-hour drive because they take on the Miners tomorrow night.
Low ball 1 for Mitchell Now out of Texas A&M.
The Lake Erie Monarchs have a 6-0 lead on the Bucks down at Mulcahy in Anchorage.
Ground ball to short, aren't there to grab it. Makes the throw over to first to Kramer for the 6-3 play, and that's 3 up, 3 down for the Chinooks. And they're able to hold the Miners scoreless through the top of the second. Miners lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second. Back here at Loretta French Field, Miners lead the Chinooks 1-0. We're in the bottom of the second inning with the Chinooks ready to take a few swings. John Farindelli still on the mound for the Miners. Nick Cavello now at the plate for the Chinooks. First pitch, swung on, fouled back, strike 1. Cavello hitting .333, has 4 RBIs, 1 double, playing at second base. He's had 5 hits on the season. It's in there, strike 2.
Cavello has hit very, very well against the Miners this season. He's hitting .385.
Swung on, weak fly ball, just drops behind Jordan Rogers at third base. And Cavello able to reach first base on the single.
Yeah, Cavello entered tonight 10 for 26, and he was 2 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs against the Miners last night.
Next up, Billy Arndt, the shortstop, hitting .273, 1 double. Arndt with 3 hits, has been walked 4 times, and has struck out once. Runner goes at first, ground ball to Blazer at second. Blazer throws it to Decker at first, but Cavello able to advance to second base on the play. Next up, first baseman Kramer hitting .250. 1 RBI, 1 double so far. He has walked 3 times and has struck out 3 times. Left-handed batter, big swing at Farindelli's first pitch. Strike 1.
Kramer is 5 for 13 against the Miners this season. That's in 4 games.
Tying run at second. Another big swing by Kramer. Strike 2.
This would be a big out for Farindelli.
No balls, 2 strikes. Tying run at second. 1 out. It's low ball 1.
Now, if anybody out there wants an update on Emma and her moose, we can say that we saw. Oh, we already talked about this briefly.
Briefly.
For anybody who kind of tuned in a little bit later, we saw a moose and its baby during the rain delay.
Big swing for strike 3. First strikeout for Farindelli.
That visitor we have in the booth, that's Kevin Christopher. He's the youngest son of General Manager Pete Christopher. Decided to make the trip down to Chugiak just to hang out with us. I guess we're fun people.
I guess.
We'll have him. We'll mic him up in a little bit.
First pitch from Farindelli to Jeff Murphy, the catcher, is fouled back directly above us.
See the bat boy right there getting the ball.
Doesn't seem to affect the camera too much.
Now, it's not exactly the best setup for a camera here, just because we're so low to the ground.
0-1 pitch. Outside, ball 1. Yeah, it's hard to get first and third in it, but I think we have kind of like
The best
a good
we got.
medium.
The best we got.
Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Foul back, strike 2.
The last time John Farindelli pitched against these Chinooks, it was the first time, and it was a little bit shaky. It was his breaking pitches that didn't seem to really hit the strike zone, a little wild. So far, it doesn't seem to be as big of an issue. You also have to think about the conditions he's pitching in right now. It's a little cold. It just finished raining. He goes to Chandler Gilbert, which is in Arizona. This is different.
1-2 pitch. High ball 2. And the tying run is at second. Nick Cavello. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And there's strike 3 to end the inning. So that's 2 strikeouts in a row for John Farindelli. As we head to the top of the 3rd inning, the Miners still lead the Chinooks 1-0. You're listening to Miners Radio Network.
Back in Chugiak, the Miners have a 1-0 lead on the Chinooks. Jordan Rogers, Cameron Frost, and Paul Panachone. That's 9-1-2 to lead it off against Stephen Wagger. The Chinooks threatened in the bottom of the second with Nick Cavello. He was stranded at second base. He was the tying run, and Wagger's first pitch to Rogers is inside for strike one.
Rogers had another great game last night.
Pitch, foul, straight back.
He had 2 doubles and scored 1 run and reached base 4 times.
Checks in 4 for 18 on the season. Wagger holds, kicks, fires. Outside, 1-2. The Chinooks have 2 hits and no runs. The Miners 1 run and no hits. 1-2. Called strike 3. That is the third strikeout for Stephen Wagger, 1 down in the third. And I'll bring up Cameron Frost. He struck out in the first. He did not play last night. Got the night off. Back in there today in center field. Johnny Loker on the bench to start the game. First pitch shows bunt. It's a strike. Griffith Rourke came charging in from third. Not as many fans here tonight as there were that first time we were here. 0-1, fly ball out toward deep center. Back is Pollux, and it's off the wall. Frost rounds first, heads for second. He's going to round second, head for third, and he is in there with a triple.
That is his second triple of the season.
And I believe the first one was here.
It was. I think so. I know Wonderlicks was here.
No, it was not. We were off. That was June 13th. That was Friday against the Pilots.
Oh, okay.
Here is Paul Panachone with the second Miners run, just 90 feet away at third. Wagger kicks. Here's his pitch. Low ball 1. Cam Newell waits on deck. Nick Senzel, we've seen him in the 3 spot a couple times this season. He is on the bench to start the night. 1-0 from Wagger. Breaking ball, good pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. Bat rests on his shoulder. 1-1. Popped up right side, giving chases. Kramer out of play. 1-2. Outfield straight away. Second baseman Cavello, couple steps in. As is Kramer at first base. Actually, the entire infield is in. 1-2. Hard grounder to the left side. The shortstop Arndt looks toward home, but throws to Kramer for out number 2.
Looks like Arndt and Frost kind of had a stare down there.
Well, I think the reason the infield is playing in is that the Miners have that 1-0 lead. There, of course, the Chinooks still in it. They want to keep that run there. They don't want to let that run score. So, if there's a ground ball, you've got a better. If the runner's going home, you've got a better throw if you're going home. Kevin Christopher is nodding his head. He agrees. Here's Cam Newell. Flew out to left in the first. 2 away. Cameron Frost on third base. Hunter Simmons on deck. Pitch. Low ball 1. Newell entered tonight 4 for 13, hitting .308 with a double. 1-0. Called strike. One on Newell. Newell from UC Santa Barbara. Roseburg, Oregon is home for him outside, 2-1. Have you ever been to Oregon?
No.
Kevin, ever been to Oregon? Yeah. He says yes. I've been to Portland. It was a long time ago, though.
My sister almost went to the University of Oregon.
That's the Ducks, I think.
It is the Ducks.
2-1. Lifted into left center. That'll fall for a base hit. Cameron Frost comes in. The Miners lead it 2-0. RBI single for Cam Newell. And that'll bring up Hunter Simmons. Simmons walked in the first. Advanced to second. Then went to third on an error by the third baseman, Griffith Rourke. Wagger with a check at first, the tag, and Newell is back.
I think the Chinooks are focusing more on the base runners more than we've kind of seen them. Last night, this kind of style of playing was definitely not the same.
Pitches a strike to Simmons. Newell flinched like he was going to second, but stays at first, held on by Kramer. Miners in the green jerseys tonight. I'm starting to pick up a little bit of a pattern. I think they just alternate.
Yeah.
That's just what I think. 0-1, Wagger checks it first, and Newell is back. A lot of close plays over there at first base. Oh, 0-1 the count on Simmons, 2 outs, and the Miners lead it 2-0. Newell is off at first. The throw from the catcher Murphy. It bounces. It goes into right center field. The base hit. Newell heads for third, and head coach Ben Taylor will hold him there. That's an error charge to Murphy. So Newell now on third base. 1-1 count on Simmons. See, they're paying so much attention to these base runners, but then you try to do too much. And when you try to do too much, things like that happen. And that just kind of makes the situation a little worse. 1-1 pitch to Simmons. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-2.
Yeah, that's a tough way to go whenever you're trying to contain the base runner at first base, but then the error at second helps him get all the way around to third. It just, that's just a bad way to go.
1-2. Fouled off to the right. We'll do it again. That's one of the reasons why when you have a runner on second base, I'm not a big fan of pitchers trying to do that pickoff at second because it's such a quick movement. You kind of just turn around and you end up throwing it into the outfield.
But I thought that Murphy made the throw.
No, he did. I'm just saying
Yeah.
when you pay all that attention to the base runners, especially when it's second base. Time called. Hunter Simmons readjusting those batting gloves. 1-2 the count. Wagger kicks. Here it is. In the dirt. That one gets away. Here comes Newell. Murphy can't find the ball. Newell scores the third run for the Miners. 3-0.
Murphy was looking up as if I think he thought that it rolled up off of his gear, but instead it was down in the dirt towards the third base dugout.
Yeah, that was not up. 2-2 on Simmons. Now the base is empty as Newell comes in. 2 runs here in the third for the Miners. 2-2 pitch. That is low. It's a full count, 3-2. Another patient at bat for Hunter Simmons.
Working back from an 0-2 count now to a full count.
3-2. Wagger with a long look in, and Simmons calls time. Brandon Smith waits on deck. He struck out in the first. 3-2. Chopper, third base side, charging his Rourke across his body to first. Scooped, and it gets away. Hunter Simmons heads for second, and he's in there. So now the fourth run for the Miners in scoring position. Just another defensive miscue by the Chinooks. That is their 4th error already.
And we are in the 3rd inning.
Yeah. And I'll bring up Brandon Smith. Here's Smith. He struck out in the first. Nick Blazer waits on deck. First pitch. In there, a strike. Oh and 1, 2 outs. Simmons on second. Pitch. Breaking ball. Grounder to the right side. Charging is Cavello. Off balance throw. He's safe. An infield single for Brandon Smith. Hunter Simmons goes to third. And boy, the Chinooks have had a lot of chances to get out of this inning, but just no can do. I think Wagger would have had a better play at that. Here is Nick Blazer. Lined out hard to third. That was in the second inning. Chris back out there to talk with Wagger and the infield.
Yeah, Wagger's had kind of a rough third inning.
Yeah, try to find a way to get out of the inning. There is no action in the Chinooks bullpen.
Chinooks have had 2 outs ever since Newell, who had a single, then scored the run, and then Simmons with a single, then an error at third, and then Smith with a single.
Blazer from Cal State Northridge. He's 5'8", playing second base tonight. The pitch lifted to the right side. Going back is Navant. He is under it. He makes the catch. That ends the inning. The Miners get 2. They lead it 3-0. We head to the bottom half of the third on the Matsui Miners Radio Network. Back in Chugiak, the Miners get 2. They lead it 3-0. John Farindelli back out there. He will face Griffith Rourke, Stephen Pollux, and James Navant. That's 9-1 and 2. Pitch is high ball 1. John Farindelli, 2 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. 1-0. Low 2-0. Already 4 errors for the Chinooks. 2-0. Swing and a miss by Rourke, 2-1. I was told that I think at some point last season, or maybe this season, I'm not sure, that there are moose actually in that left field hill. Swing and another miss by Rourke, 2-2.
I think it was this season. I think the Chinooks broadcasters were saying there was one game where they were out in left field, and also back, I think, where we saw the mom and baby moose earlier.
2-2. In the dirt, stopped by now, 3-2. Yeah, I guess moose like baseball.
Yeah.
America's pastime. 3-2 from Farindelli. Kicks, here it is. Crushed foul left side. Do it again.
The Moose better watch out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, foul ball hits a moose. And there's a baby with it. That's not
Ooh.
going to be pretty. 3-2 to Rourke. Fly ball to left. Brandon Smith makes the catch, one away. John Farindelli looks so much more comfortable tonight. He said he felt good his last time out. But still, he just seems much more dialed in, much more comfortable, and you kind of get those jitters out of the way. Here is Stephen Pollux. He popped out to third. Back in the first. Pitch. Called strike. Three runs on 3 hits for the Miners. 0-1. Little low. 1-1. One. Here it is. Called strike on the outside part of the plate. 1-2. That just painted that outside black. Just got it. 1-2 from Farindelli. Way outside and high. 2-2. Farindelli was telling me the other night that I think he's a fan of the Angels.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. You were having a nice discussion with him. Pollux sends one to the left side. Giving chase is Smith, the left fielder. It goes out of play, but he jumps against the fence. So it's still 2-2 on Stephen Pollux, center fielder from Westmont College. If that foul ball did damage to your car, visit our friends at Napa Auto Parts, locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Pollux with a count of 2-2 against John Farindelli. One away. Here's the pitch. In the dirt. Stop by now. Full count 3-2. Three-two. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for John Farindelli. There's 2 down here in the third. A lot of pop in the glove for Mitchell now. Farindelli's feeling it. Here is James Navon. He flew out to right in the first. Outfielder from Notre Dame. First pitch, fouled off to the right out of play.
I think that Farindelli is getting more and more comfortable on the mound as the innings go on. He's already given up 2 hits, but so far he's gotten 2 outs in a row now in the third.
Fouled off to the right again, and he's quickly down 0-2. John Farindelli for Chandler Gilbert. 0-2, fouled off to the right. Was 7-2 with a 1.38 earned run average. He started 12 games. 4 of those were complete games. 91 innings. 14 earned runs and 100 strikeouts for Chandler Gilbert. Here comes his 0-2 to James Navant. That's high 1-2. If you can see that big mountain in right field, you can see the blue skies. That one way outside, 2-2. We were not seeing blue skies. What? Hour and a half ago?
Yeah, that's about right.
Not at all. 2-2. Hard ground to the left side, under the glove of Rogers, into left, a base hit. Farindelli was 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 inning. But that is the 3rd hit for the Chinooks, and that'll bring up Brett Collins. He doubled his last time up. First pitch. Called strike, outside part.
Collins is a junior out of Vanguard University.
0-1 with Navant on first base. Pitch outside, 1-1. Miner, you can tweet at us at ABL Miners. Comment below on the live feed if you have anything to say. Send us an email, matsuminersbroadcast@gmail.com. 1-1. Just outside, 2-1. Farandilli was painting that part of the plate. Didn't get the call from the home plate umpire. 2-1. Pitch. Low, 3-1. Farandilli will attend Wichita State next season. Just finished the season at Chandler Gilbert, where Ben Taylor is the associate head coach. 3-1. Fly ball to center. Cameron Frost and Brandon Smith chasing for it. It is Brandon Smith who makes the catch in left center for out number 3. 3-0 Miners. We head to the 4th on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Nothing Miners. We head to the 4th. Stephen Wagger is back out there for his 4th inning of work. Matt Decker, Mitchell now, Jordan Rogers, 7, 8, and 9 against Wagger. First pitch, breaking ball, a called strike. Matt Decker flew out to center in the 2nd inning. 0-1. Checks a swing. They will check it first and say he went 1-1. Matt Decker from Stanford is roommates this summer with his Stanford teammate Johnny Loker. 1-1. That's low, 2-1. One and 2. Has his sign, kicks, here it is. Fly ball right side, giving chases Kramer and Avant, and it goes out of play. Nick Cavello, the second baseman, gave chase for it as well. Mitchell now waits on deck. 1 and 2 the count on Decker. Wagger ready to go, waiting for his teammates to get back to their positions. They all kind of had to go a long way to get to that one. 1-2 to Decker. Here it is. In the dirt, stopped by Murphy. 2 and 2. Two. Way outside. Stopped by Murphy on the backhand. 3 and 2. The Bucks, who are down 6-0 to the Monarchs, now lead the Monarchs 8-7.
Wow.
Quite a comeback. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Decker goes down. 1 away. Strikeout number 4 for Stephen Wagger. Here's Mitchell now. He grounded out to short.
Now batting for the Miners, number 30, the catcher, Mitchell now.
Mitchell now, the catcher from Texas A&M. First pitch, low, ball 1. Mitchell now was a backup at A&M to Troy Stein this past season. Stein was drafted. 1-0. Inside 2-0. To a low 3-0. It's turned out actually a pretty decent night for baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Aside from that, I wouldn't even call that a shower. 3-0, that's a called strike. 3-1. You wouldn't call that a shower, would you? That we had.
A little shower, yeah.
That was a shower.
That was a shower.
I think it was a shower. It was like a storm. 3-1. High fly ball deep to left. Back goes Collins. Goodbye. Solo home run, Mitchell now, the 4th run of the night for the Miners. They lead it 4-0. That was a line drive right over the left field wall. First home run of the season for Mitchell now. That one didn't hang. That one went right out of here.
Yeah, that one had some power behind it. We've seen him in batting practice and practice, just hitting those balls deep down that third base side, and that one got out of here quick.
Yeah, no hang time on that one. And Collins knew it, too. Here's Jordan Rogers. He struck out in the 3rd. A 4-0 lead for the Miners. First pitch to Rogers is low and in, ball 1. One-0. Called strike. 1-1. Low, stopped by Murphy, 2-1. Two and one the count. Pitch inside, but it's a strike, 2-2. Kevin Christopher says, now just went pow. 2-2. Foul back right above us. Cameron Frost waits on deck. From what I understand, he did not see the moose before the game. Ben Taylor was behind the press box where I saw it. Ben Taylor saw it, and I said to him, don't tell Cameron Frost. I don't think he did. 2-2. Foul back behind us.
Yeah, I was in the press box, and I could hear you yelling for me outside.
Emma, come look, a moose. Actually, 2 of them. That counts as 1, though.
Ugh.
To update the T chart when we get back.
The baby was cute.
2-2. Outside, but it's called strike 3. Rogers can't believe it. That's the 5th strikeout for Steven Wagger. Second time Rogers has gone down by way of the K. To the top for Cameron Frost. He's 1 for 2, a triple and a strikeout. Murphy gives the signs to the right side of the infield. Frost's triple went toward right center. Hard grounder down the left field line, a base hit. Frost runs past first. It's in the corner, and he will be into second. The throw in, and it's a double for Cameron Frost. He's 2 for 3. Boy, he's really feeling it. Sometimes a day off is really just all you need to start feeling things again.
Yeah, definitely. And it was, good to see a lot of the new players, some of the guys that have arrived in the past few days, and see them play. And obviously, Frost needed a day off too, and a triple and a double. It's not a bad night so far.
Here is Paul Panachone. Grounded out to short his last time up. Pitch is high, ball 1. When should we give Kevin the headset? I think he wants it now, but we're going to have to wait a little while. Can't do it in the middle of the inning. 1-0. Ball 2. 2-0. Maybe I'll give it to him in the 5th.
Yeah, that'd be good.
2-0. Lower part of the strike zone, 2-1. Panachone was also hit by a pitch he scored all in the first inning. Wagger with a look at second. Frost has speed, dancing. 2-1. Up and in, 3-1. Kevin, how's the fifth inning sound? Does that work for you? All right, he says that works. Get a little insight on the team. He's been around the team for a long time. 3-1. Called strike, 3-2. Maybe he'll share some of his best memories of being a part of the Miners organization. He's giggling. 3-2. Outside, ball 4.
Have to choose your favorites.
He says there are so many. I can't wait to hear that. Here is Cam Newell. He singled and scored in the third. Runners on first and second. A run in for the Miners on the solo shot by Mitchell now. Hunter Simmons waits on deck. He sees us. He's waving. Wagger with a look at second. More moving around at second base for Cameron Frost. Really getting in the head of Wagger. First pitch. High and away, 1-0. Center fielder Pollux is a few steps toward left center. 1-0. In the dirt, stopped by Murphy. As someone who has watched the Red Sox for so many years, during the good, maybe recently it's been a little tough, but Cam Newell's batting stance reminds me almost exactly of J.D. Drew. 2-0. Ripped to right. Back goes Navant. Goodbye. 3-run home run for Cam Newell. The Miners just keep on tacking runs. It's now a 7-0 Miners lead. In is Frost and Panachone. Boy, the Miners just really have it on against these Chugiak pitchers.
6 runs in last night's first inning, 5 runs in last night's second inning, and now 2 home runs in the same inning.
In the same inning, absolutely. 7-0, 4 runs here in the fourth. And here is Hunter Simmons. First pitch to him, breaking ball on the inside part, 4-1. We'll have to see what clever tweet we get from Kevin Christopher. So-so. 1-1 on Simmons. 2 outs. Brandon Smith waits on deck. Here's a pitch from Wagger. That's a strike. Simmons not happy. 1-2. Encouragement from the fans here in Chugiak, trying to help Stephen Wagger get out of the inning. He's given up 4 runs in the inning. The Miners lead 7-0. 1-2. Called strike 3. That'll end the inning. That's the 6th strikeout for Stephen Wagger, but a solo home run for Mitchell now, a 3-run home run for Cam Newell. The Miners add 4. It's 7-0 Matsu as we head to the bottom of the 4th on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. 2 runs in the 4th. The Miners add 4. They lead at 7-0. John Farinelli back out there. First pitch is a strike to Mark Lindsay. He grounded out to third. 0-1. Farinelli working quickly. Here's his 0-1. A little high, 1-1. Mitchell now hit a solo home run to left, and Cam Newell smoked one over the right field wall. Little high, 2-1. Head coach Ben Taylor just hanging around the front of that Miners dugout. 2-1 from Farinelli. Slow roller to the third base side. Rogers picks it up, throws across the diamond for out number 1. That'll bring up Nick Cavello. He singled in the second.
Now batting for your Chinooks, number 34, the second base.
Not much of a
Nick Cavello.
dugout here in Chugiak. Emma's doing something here. I don't know what she's doing.
It's the shout, you know.
You're dancing.
It's not dancing. It's just shout. The song. I think that's what it's called. I don't know.
Ball 1 outside to Nick Cavello. That's a strike on the inside part, 1-1. Strike just about the same spot. 1-2. 7 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Miners. No runs, 3 hits, 4 errors for the Chinooks. 1-2, hard grounder under the glove of Rogers into left, a base hit. Cavello is now 2 for 2 with 2 singles.
It's a little bit of deja vu. It was either Cavello or Navon. I can't really remember, but they hit one right up the same area with Jordan Rogers diving for it and just goes right under his glove and into left field.
That'll bring up Billy Arndt, the shortstop. He grounded out to second in the second inning. Pitch is up and in, 1-0. Farinelli looks much, much more comfortable going into this inning. 3 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. A little over 50 pitches. 1-0, hard base hit into left. That'll get down. Brandon Smith cuts it off. Cavello heads for third. He will be out. Strong throw in from the left fielder, Brandon Smith. And Nick Cavello is out. But Billy Arndt does reach. And Cavello is out 7-5.
And just a great throw by Smith.
Excellent throw.
And great concentration by Rogers with Cavello sliding into him, able to still make the catch off the bounce and tag him out.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be safe. I'm very surprised. I didn't think that was going to be a very strong throw from Brandon Smith, but he really...
He launched it.
He did. I was wrong. 1-0 the count on Jackson Kramer. He was the first strikeout for John Farinelli in the second. He's 0 for 1, a 1-0 count. Pitch is high, 2-0.
Kramer out of Coppell, Texas. This is West Virginia. He is 6'4".
He pitched last night. I may give Kevin back here a trivia question when we go to the break. Foul back, 2-1. Emma said that Kramer goes to West Virginia. What former Miner who was recently drafted, he got it before I even finished, Bobby Boyd. Played for the Miners in 2012. Pitch is a called strike on the outside part, 2-2.
Well done.
He's trying to do math now. No, you're right. It was 2012. 2-2. Waggle of the bat for Kramer. Farinelli's pitch inside. Full count.
Kramer has a very wide open stance.
These jerseys for the Chinooks, I think I've said this before, they closely resemble the Cleveland Indians when they wear the blue base rather than gray on the road. 3-2. Runner at first is off. Ground ball to the left, to the right side in for a base hit. Arndt rounds second, heads for third. He's in there. That puts runners on the corners for Jeff Murphy. So actually 3 straight hits for the Chinooks with 1 out. And here is Jeff Murphy, the catcher from Boston College. 7-0, the Miners lead. Ben Taylor still on the front of that Miners dugout. Pitch fouled back right at us as we lose our camera. Just above it. We are going to take care of that. We apologize.
I'll be honest, I flinched. Even though there's a chain link fence in front of us.
Lifted to the right side. You can't see it, but it is caught by Cam Newell in right, and that'll end the inning. The Chinooks try to get something going, but they trail the Miners 7-0 as we head to the 5th on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Welcome back to Loretta French Field. I'm Emma Tiedemann, now joined by Kevin Christopher.
Well, I just like to thank you guys for letting me on the air, and the best seat in the house here.
Yeah, right? Right behind home plate. You can't beat this view.
Oh, no. Can't get any better.
And we have a pitching change for the Chinooks. Daniel Przenzi, a junior out of Xavier University. Listed at 6 feet, 170. At the plate, taking the pitches, Brandon Smith, the left fielder. Smith struck out in the first inning but had a single in the third. 1-2 pitch in the dirt, ball 2.
No, but as you guys were talking about earlier, this being around these guys every summer since I was 8 years old, it's just fun watching. Just 25 guys, don't even know each other. They come up and then they just gel together immediately. It's so much fun to watch, and it's like getting 25 big brothers every year.
Yeah. It's in there for ball 3.
Except for this year when I'm actually older than Kyle Serrano out of University of Tennessee, which is
Oh, that's right.
really just I feel old.
Full count pitch to Smith. Swung on, grounder to short. Arndt with the throw to first in time. Out number 1.
But if I were to, as Austin was asking me earlier, pick my favorite story, it would
Yes.
have to be, so we used to have a badminton court set up in my backyard. And we used to play out there, and one year was 2010, We had this guy out of Milligan, Tennessee, University of Milligan, Tennessee. He was Jason Trivet, thick Tennessee accent, just.
Low ball 1 to Blazer.
And we were playing badminton, and there was something happened. The birdie got stuck in the racket, and we were saying point for us, and all of a sudden, he just came out and just in this thick Southern drawl, screamed, "It was an equipment malfunction!" And I mean, it was the biggest Southern draw I've ever heard in my life, and everyone was laughing.
Well, and a lot of the players go to your house after the games for dinner.
We have gone through 6 gallons of milk in 2 days.
We have to say that Emma and I are actually we took part in that last night.
Chocolate milk. That was good.
Oh yeah, I
I felt like a kid again.
Yeah. I forgot how good it was. I haven't had it in a while.
Greatest.
1-2 pitch to Blazer. Ball
But,
2.
yeah, food goes down fast. I have to fend for myself. It's law of the jungle. Get to the fridge first for food.
We have a brother. What's it like when he's home?
It's a fun experience, because I got to be with him down at college because he was at University of Idaho for a semester. But it's fun having him home. Sometimes I want to kill him, but he's my brother. I love him.
But do you guys ever fight over the food for the last glass of milk, this, that?
Oh yeah, definitely. It usually comes down to an intellectual argument, and then he says something, and then he says something, and I'm just stumped, and I walked away.
Of course, both of y'all are chemical engineers, correct?
Yes.
So intellectual argument, I would have no idea about.
Well, I mean, intellectual conversation is basically me saying something about his intelligence being really low, and then him calling me short.
Sounds like sibling rivalry.
Oh yeah. Well, I always try and do better than him, which I do. So.
All right then.
Ground ball up the left field, and that's a single for Decker.
Now,
Yay,
Kevin,
Decker.
Matt Decker, you're actually his host family this summer, right?
Yes.
How is it living with him?
I have to say he breaks the stereotype of what I think a catcher would usually look like. I mean, not to say anything against him, but usually catchers are kind of like they're stocky built. They're usually a little bit smaller, like Mitchell now. And then Matt's built like a third baseman, first baseman. But I've seen him catching. He is good.
He's very tall. Very, very tall.
Oh, yeah. But he definitely the size is I want to say hiding his appetite. I don't know where all the food he has eaten goes, but it is. But we also have Johnny Loker.
Oh, yes.
Who overnight became, Valley fan favorite.
Yeah.
2-0 count to now. Swung on, high fly ball. Foul behind us.
We got a close look at Jeff Murphy. I was kind of afraid he was going to bang into the fence right in front of us.
And destroy the camera?
Not so much destroy the camera, but we'd have to kind of
readjust it again.
Readjust it, yeah.
But Matt Decker and Johnny Locker are not the first to stay at my house this summer.
It's a short ball into right field. Navant dives for it or slips. I couldn't really tell. The grass is probably still wet out there. So that's out number 3. And we will come back with Kevin and Austin Pock in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Miners lead 7-0 over the Chinooks. Welcome back to Loretta French Field. Got quite the full broadcast booth now.
Oh, we got a new guy here. Bob Plumley's here. Made the trip to Chugiak.
The saying is, if there's anything broken at the baseball field, find Bob. He can fix it.
Is that true, Bob?
Tomorrow morning.
You hear that tomorrow morning. Oh.
Swung on ground ball to Blazer at second. Blazer to Decker at first. Out number 1.
But like I was saying, Johnny and Matt are not the first to stay in my house. There has been musical chairs as to who is staying in my guest room, as it was the coaches first.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, no, I think I did know that.
Yeah.
Coach Baker was there?
It was actually Bobby Renard who left
okay.
us on the 10th, and Ben. And then we had John Ferrandelli, who is pitching right now. And then it was Matt Decker and Johnny.
Wow.
Usually my house gets up to 3 players, once 4 for a week. Sharing a shower, just trying to get a shower schedule down is just.
Oh, just one shower?
It's a talent.
That's 2 big swings in a row for Pollux. 1-2 count.
Emma's got a good setup. She's got her own room. She's got her own bathroom. She's got everything.
That's the perk of being the only girl, well, except for your mom, in the minors organization.
That is.
Ground ball to Ferrandelli, and throws him out at first with Decker.
Well, it is true. Emma is the first female broadcaster in the entire ABL since we've actually started doing this,
Wow.
from what I can remember.
You're making some history.
I am.
What do you think of that?
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
She has,
Bob's laughing as well. We're having a lot of fun here tonight.
but no, yeah, like I said, these guys, they always provide just great stories and great personalities. I mean, just a huge array of people like Tyler Stubblefield.
Yeah.
Just love being around that guy.
We talked about him. Was it last night? He was.
Yeah, you were editing a pregame profile. Trying to remember which pregame profile that was.
I think it was with Loker.
I think that was Loker. And there was, you were listening to it, and there was some weird noise, kind of like someone crying.
And I was concerned of like what was going on, and then he goes, "Oh no, that's just Stubblefield in the back."
Yeah, that was no reason to be concerned. Just Stubblefield. He actually came in here in the, I guess, in between innings, and gave us his phone and his phone charger.
But he didn't even come in here. He like handed it through the fence kind of thing right here to my right.
He has several text messages at this moment.
He's popular. 134 pitches against Texas on June 1st. Man of
Famous
many talents.
Grounder to Rogers at third base. Easy throw over to first with Matt Decker, and that's 3 up, 3 down for the Miners. We head into the 6th inning. The Miners are leading 7-0. There's still 4 people in this broadcast booth. You're listening to Miners Radio Network.
start of the 6th, a 7-0 lead for the Miners. It'll be Jordan Rogers, Cameron Frost, and Paul Panachone. Got a little bit of a delay here on the field. There is a bike giveaway. And the bikes and the winners are being taken off the field to... As you may have heard, that public address announcer just said, "Let's play baseball." So Jordan Rogers steps in against the new pitcher, Kyle Conkle. Rogers is 0 for 2. He struck out twice. Pitch from Conkle is foul back. Conkle has pitched in 2 games. Once against the Miners, got the loss on June 8th. 0-1, a called strike, 0-2. He went 1 inning, gave up 4 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. Ball low, 1-2.
On the roster, Kyle Conkle is listed with the infielders, not even with the pitchers.
1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There's the hat trick. Jordan Rogers has struck out 3 times. Doesn't bother him. He's actually smiling on his way back to the dugout.
Now batting for the Miners, number 22, the center fielder, Cameron.
That'll bring up Cameron Frost. He's 2 for 3, a double and a triple. He scored twice. Here's the first pitch from Conkle. And there's a strike. Paul Panachone waits on deck. The line is done on Danny Pierzeni. 0-2 is fouled back. Pierzeni, 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. And the final line on Stephen Wagger was 4 innings, 6 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts.
He had a good number of strikeouts.
Cameron Frost is hit by the pitch. He heads down to first. He has now been on 3 straight times. And that'll bring up Paul Panachone, who has been on twice, and he scored twice. Panachone kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Dustin Pedroia, a middle infielder who bats in that second spot, takes a pitch inside. I know Kevin is a fellow Red Sox fan. Would you agree with that? A little bit of reminds you of Petey, Dustin Pedroia? 1-0 foul back right at us. Cam Newell waits on deck. He homered in the 4th. A 3-run shot. 1-1. Inside, 2-1. Conkle looks in. Gets a sign, kicks, here it is. 2-1, hard grounder to third. Picked on the backhand by Work, goes to second for 1, on to first. Safe. Paul Panachone will reach on a fielder's choice. Cameron Frost is out number 2. And that'll bring up Newell. Now, I feel like we need to give Newell a little bit of credit. He's played very, very well since he got here, but I feel it's kind of like Loker has gotten all this attention because of that big home run. But Newell takes ball 1. Newell entered tonight 4 for 13 with a double and an RBI and no home runs. He was hitting 308. That's only going to change and go up. He's 2 for 3 so far. Fouls 1 back.
Including a home run.
Right.
He had a single and scored a run, so he scored 2 runs.
He's 6 for 16. He has scored twice. That's 6 runs. And he has a home run and 3 RBIs. Actually, he has 4 RBIs. 1-1 outside. 2-1. He had the 3 RBIs on the 3-run home run, and then his single in the third scored Cameron Frost. So he is 2 for 3. He scored 2 runs with 4 RBIs and someone to think about for player of the game. 2-1. Lined up the middle, a base hit. Newell continues to stay hot, another base hit. He is 3 for 4. Frost. Panachone up to second base. And that'll bring up Hunter Simmons.
At the plate for the Miners, number 20, the designated hitter, Hunter Simmons.
Simmons walked in the first, reached on an error in the third, and struck out in the fourth. Conkle with a look in. Gets his sign from the catcher Murphy. Looks at second. Comes home with it. In the dirt, stopped by Murphy. 1-0 to Simmons. Miners lead the Chinooks 7-0. Here in the 6th. Time to start thinking about that player of the game. Send us a tweet at ABL Miners. Comment below on the live feed. Or email us, matsuminersbroadcast@gmail.com. 1-0. Inside, 2-0.
Very inside. And Simmons already has been walked once tonight.
Two and 0 the count on Simmons. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. It's a called strike. Brandon Smith waits on deck. He's 1 for 3. Simmons 5 for 23 on the season with 3 RBIs. Hitting .217. He calls time. Conkle steps off. Two one from Conkle. Inside, 3-1. 2 outs and runners at first and second. Panachone is on second. And Newell, who is 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 4 RBIs, is on first base. 3-1 from Conkle. That's a strike. We've seen Hunter Simmons do that a lot. He always thinks it's ball 4. He kind of just looks right up at the sky. He has a full count, 3-2. 8 hits for the Miners. 4 errors for the Chinooks. 3-2. Inside, that's ball 4 to load him up. Panachone to third, Newell to second. Simmons on first for Brandon Smith. Smith 1 for 3. Singled in the third, grounded out to short his last time up, and he struck out in the first.
Smith has also had some great catches out in left field tonight. Really hustling.
Up the middle, base hit, 1 run will score. Here comes Newell. Throw in from Pollux is not in time. Make that 9-0 Miners. Boy, they just continue to just hit and hit and hit. Those bats are on fire. 2-run single for Smith. It's 9-0. That'll bring up Nick Blazer. Simmons now on third base. And Blazer, who was 0 for 3. Flew out to center his last time up. Pitch fouled off to the right, giving chase is Kramer. Doesn't have a play. Lost his hat.
Seems like all these big plays happen when there are 2 outs left in the inning for the Miners.
2-out rally.
Rallying in Chugiak.
A rally from the valley.
From the Valley. That's it.
From the
I
valley.
knew someone told me that. From the Valley.
Nick Blazer, 5'8", 170 pounds from Cal State Northridge. From Roseville, California. 0-1. Called strike. Roseville is from Northern California. Is in Northern California. Blazer told me that yesterday. 0-2. In the dirt, stopped by Murphy. And the runner at first, Brandon Smith, was off. And he slides into second base. One and two. Pitch from Conkle. Up and in. 2-2. There's somebody on that hill in left field.
That looks like a moose.
I don't think that is a moose.
No, but they look like they have like brown clothing on.
Chopper to the left side. That is the third baseman. Rourke throws across his body and scooped by Kramer at first for out number 3. 2 runs for the Miners. They still lead it. It's now 9-0. We head to the bottom of the 6th on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Two runs in the inning for the Miners. They lead at 9-0. Brett Collins, Nick Cavello against John Farndelli. 5 innings, 6 hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. It's been pretty good tonight. First pitch from Farindelli is a called strike.
Farindelli sure has had run support.
He really has. He's had quite enough, too. 0-1. Popped up on the infield. Farindelli is going to let Jordan Rogers come in front of the mound and make the catch. John Farindelli smiling at Ben Taylor, who's standing in front of the Miners dugout. And BT gives a little bit of a smile back.
Jordan Rogers also is kind of smiling and laughing at that situation.
It's just, I think it's because Farindelli, rather than even like calling anybody off, I know it's really, the pitcher is, although he's technically a member of this defense, it's kind of like, hey, let your fielders sort of do their job. I think Kevin's taking credit for that one. Yeah. He says yes. 1-0 pitch from Farindelli. Low 2-0. Yeah, he sort of came off the mound and just stood there and watched it. And Rogers just came running in. 2-0 is low to Lindsay. 3-0. Tyler Stubblefield is quite a popular man. Got his phone next to me.
You could take some selfies.
No, I'm okay. Actually, I technically could. 3-1. On Lindsay, Farindelli's pitch. Grounder to the first base side. Foul. Full count on Lindsay. He is 0 for 2. Nick Cavello waits on deck, pitches up and in. It's ball 4. Just the first walk given up by John Farindelli. And here is Nick Cavello. Oh dear. Emma and Kevin are doing so. What do we
It's a
call
shout.
this?
You just
They're doing the shout, whatever that means.
shout and you just raise your hands like shout.
First pitch is high to Cavello, 1-0.
Most people know what that is.
Sorry, I'm a little out of date. What do you want to call it?
It's an old song. It's been around for a while.
1-0. That's high, 2-0. Maybe I'm not as hip.
Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be glad to know that Bill won the split the line. Guess what? He's donated it.
Kevin is behind me laughing. Mitchell now out there chatting with John Farindelli. And there is some stretching going on in the Miners bullpen. Pitching coach Brad Baker looks on. It's hard to see who it is.
I think they're a right-hander.
Okay.
That doesn't really narrow it down because
No,
there
it
aren't a
does
whole
not.
lot of lefties.
2-0 on Nick Cavello. Runner on first, it's Lindsay. He walked 9-0 Miners here in the bottom of the 6th. 2-0. That's high, 3-0. Ben Taylor trying to maybe get Farindelli to take a breather and just calm down and collect his thoughts. Got to run around with 1 out. Here's the pitch. That's high ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. Back-to-back walks for Farindelli. That'll bring up Billy Arndt and Brad Baker making his way to the mound to chat with Farindelli in the infield. There is somebody else going out to the Miners bullpen.
Is that Boyer?
It is John Boyer.
Is that Romo? Or Robio, maybe?
I don't think it's
Romo?
a Robio.
Romo and Boyer.
Romo, another one of those two-way players. Seen him at third base. It's been a DH. Home plate umpire making his way out to the mound to break up the meeting. The entire infield with Farindelli and pitching coach Brad Baker. There is that Jeopardy theme song. Billy Arndt, the batter. He is 1 for 2. Miners want to turn 2. Pitch is low and in, ball 1.
Arndt thought about swinging at that one. Then decided not to.
Grounder foul over by the Chinooks dugout. 1-1 the count on Arndt. Farindelli with a look at second, and Mark Lindsay kicks. Here's his pitch. Fouled back right behind us.
That foul ball sponsored by Edward Jones.
Foul ball does damage to your car. Visit our friends at Napa Auto Parts, locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. One and two. Here's the pitch. Chopper back to the mound. Farindelli loses his glove, and Blazer out to get it, but everybody's going to be safe. The bases are loaded.
Is that the second time Farindelli has had his glove fall off?
Yeah, the first time wasn't today. I don't remember when exactly, but that sounds very familiar. And Ben Taylor is trying to get the attention of guys in the bullpen. Looks like he may want to make a change. He's tipping his cap. And he is making his way to the mound. We will have a new pitcher. It will be Sevi Romo when we come back on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Your pitcher for the Miners, it is Sevi Romo. Night is for John Farindelli. Sevi Romo comes in with the bases loaded and 1 out against Jackson Kramer. First pitch is on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Sevi Romo last pitch against the Pilots. 1-1 the count. Pitch is high and away. 1-1. Kramer 1 for 2. Open stance. 1-1. Outside. 2-1. Two and 1 the count on Kramer. Romo sets. Kicks. Here's his pitch. Outside. 3-1. Outfield straight away. A 3-1 count on Kramer. The base is loaded. Here's the pitch from Romo. Grounder to the right side. Decker goes to second for 1. Blazer to first. Not in time. A run scores. And Blazer and Kramer collide. But all is good. Blazer actually the first just to jump up and go right back to second. But a run in for the Chinooks. It's 9-1 Miners. Mark Lindsay scores. That'll bring up the catcher, Jeff Murphy.
Coming to the plate for the Chinooks, number 17, the catcher, Jeff Murphy.
Murphy is 0 for 2. Flew out to right, and he struck. He takes ball 1 inside. Ferrandelli, 5 1/3, 7 hits, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. 1-0. Hard liner foul, third base side over by the Chinooks bullpen.
You can still send in these player of the game nominations. I've got the Gmail open in front of me.
1-1. Breaking ball is fouled off to the right. 1-2.
Email us at Miners Broadcast.
Matsu Miners Broadcast at gmail.com.
Or tweet at us at ABL Miners on Twitter.
1-2 to Murphy. Romo kicks. Here it is. Breaking ball. Inside corner. Strike 3. A run in for the Chinooks, but Sevi Romo comes in and does the best he can. It's pretty darn good. 9-1 Miners. We head to the 7th on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Matt Decker to lead it off against Kyle Conkle. Decker is 1 for 3, and he swings and misses for strike 1 against Conkle. Mitchell now on deck. Oh, 1 is inside, 1-1. Low, 2-1.
Conkle through 1 inning so far. He's given up 2 hits, 2 runs, has walked 1, and has struck out 1.
2-1, lifted to the right, and foul out of play. 2-2, and that hits Decker. And I'll bring up Mitchell now. 1 for 3 with a home run. It was a solo shot.
Now batting for the Miners, number 30, the catcher, Mitchell now.
Nine-1, the Miners lead here in the 7th. Line to the left, a base hit for Mitchell now. Decker will round second, head for third. It's in the corner. He slides in safe. It's a double for Mitchell now. He's now 2 for 4. Boy, he's had a night.
He has. Those extra batting practices has definitely paid off now for now. He's been practicing hitting it down the third baseline, right, kind of flirting with the foul line. Definitely paid off with that hit.
Here is Jordan Rogers. 0 for 3. Nobody out. Runners on second and third. First base open. Cameron Frost on deck. First pitch is in there for strike one. A 1 into left center. That is caught by the center fielder Pollux. Decker will tag. He will score the 10th run of the night for the Miners. It's 10-1.
Decker has a very long stride, so he can get around these bases pretty quickly with very few steps.
That's another RBI, though, for Jordan Rogers. 5 in his last 2 games. And to the top of the order for Cameron Frost. He is 2 for 3. He scored 2 runs in the dirt and stopped by Murphy. Frost tripled and scored in the third. Doubled and scored in the fourth. Was hit by a pitch in the sixth. 1-0 pitch from Conkle. Here it is. That's upstairs, 2-0. More people warming in that Miners bullpen. Paul Panachone waits on deck. 2-0. Grounder into left, a base hit. Ben Taylor will hold Mitchell now at third, but Cameron Frost is now just a home run away from the cycle.
Now that would be cool to see.
Yeah. Earlier on in the season, we've seen a grand slam, couple home runs, someone hit for the cycle.
2 home runs today.
Two home runs today. But here is Paul Panachone with runners at the corners and 1 out. Panachone 0 for 2, but he scored 3 times. Keep getting those player of the game nominations in. First pitch to Panachone in there, called strike. Oh, 1. Conkle sets. Here it is. 0-2. Oh, 2. Now it gets away from Murphy. Here comes now. He slides in with the 11th run for the Miners. It's 11-1. Cameron Frost up to second base.
It looked like Frost was looking for third as he was heading towards second, kind of looking ahead towards Ben Taylor, who's at third base.
1-2 the count on Panachone. Bat rests on his shoulder. Pitch from Conkle. Popped up on the infield. Second baseman Cavello calls for it, makes the catch 2 away. Then I'll bring up Cam Newell. Boy, he's played well. He's 3 for 4. He scored 3 runs and has 4 RBIs. Newell had a 3-run shot to right in the fourth. Hunter Simmons waits on deck. First pitch from Conkle. In the dirt, stopped by Murphy. $11 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the Miners. 1 run, 6 hits, 4 errors for the Chinooks. 1-0 pitch to Newell. Popped up. Making its way out to the left, that is Mullins, who is under it, makes the catch for out number 3. The Miners had 2 more. It's 11-1. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch from Loretta French in Chugiak. Miners lead the Chinooks 11-1. We'll be right back on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Griffith Rourke to lead off the bottom of the 7th for the Chinooks against Sevi Romo. 11-1 Miners. Rourke is 0 for 2. That's up and away, ball 1 from Romo. Lead the Chinooks 11-1. 1-0 from Romo. Swing and a miss by Rourke, 1-1.
Rourke, a junior out of Oklahoma State University. OSU Cowboy.
1-1. Grounder to the right side. That's the second baseman, Blazer. Throws to first. 1 away. Second time he's grounded out to second. He is 0 for 3. That'll bring up Stephen Pollux. Pollux is 0 for 3. Around the league, the Panthers beat the San Francisco Seals 10-3 up in Fairbanks. The Seals are now making their way down to Palmer, where they'll take on these Miners tomorrow night. Pollux drops down the bunt, but it's foul. The Bucks come back and beat the Lake Erie Monarchs 8-7 at Mulcahy Field. That game 2 hours and 10 minutes. That was a quick one. Looking at all that scoring, though. And we're in the top of the 7th here in Chugiak. 1-1 to Stephen Pollux. And the Miners lead 11-1.
Stephen Pollux, a sophomore out of Westmont College.
1-1. Swing and a big miss. 1-2. Tyler Stubblefield and Ryan Hendricks are in the stands just to our right.
Looks like they're keeping stats of some
I think
sort.
they're keeping pitching stats. 1-2 to Pollux from Romo. Breaking ball in the dirt, stopped by now. 2-2. The Miners are back at home tomorrow on the San Francisco Seals, a 7 o'clock Alaska start. Be with us at 6:45 for the Matsu Miners pregame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. 2-2 from Romo. Hard chopper to first. Snare on the backhand by Decker. He has to flip, but Pollux will beat it out. A little bit of miscommunication between Decker and Romo. I think Romo thought that Decker was going to take it to the bag himself.
I thought he was going to also.
So now a runner on with 1 out, and here is James Navant. Here is Navant. Pitch from Romo. Grounder foul over by the Miners dugout. Navon is 1 for 3, singled in the third. One another count. Here's the pitch in the dirt. Stopped by now. Quick throw to first. The tag, and Pollux is back. Miners scored 1 in the first, none in the second, 2 in the third, 4 in the fourth, and then 2 in the sixth and seventh innings. Stopped on the backhand by now again. It's 3-0 on Navant. Up next is Brett Collins, the left fielder from Vanguard. 3-0. Swing and a miss. 3-1. Three and one out, 11-1. The Miners lead the Chinooks. Ramos pitch, breaking ball. It's full count. Here's Ramos 3-2. Chopper to short, Panachone charging, goes to second for 1. And he drops it, so everybody is safe.
Looks like Blazer got a little ahead of himself, thinking about the possible double play, and just dropped the ball.
Yeah, so Navant reaches on a fielder's choice. And here is Brett Collins. Collins went for 3. Ramos pitch in the dirt, stopped by now. No advancement for the runners.
Just after 10 o'clock here in Alaska.
And I've only seen maybe 1 or 2 games go this late. Of course, a late start. Collins sends one out to left. Back goes Smith. He is in front of the track. He makes the catch for out number 2. Pollux flinches like he's going to third, but he doesn't. So all runners stay, and Mark Lindsay coming to the plate with 2 outs.
Smith has been busy out in left field tonight.
He's someone to think about for player of the game. 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. I know who I'm thinking about.
I haven't decided yet.
Still thinking?
I'm thinking about it. It's still early, but we have seen some really great performances. I think I know who you're thinking of, though, for player of the game.
First pitch to Lindsay is low ball 1. She got it right. She just pointed to it in her scorebook.
He's also one that I'm considering.
1-0 to Lindsay. That is inside for strike 1. Lindsay completely disagrees. Couple words to the home plate umpire. 1-1. Pitch to Lindsay. In the dirt. Briefly gets away from Mitchell now, but runners stay. Ben Taylor kind of likes just hanging around that dugout.
Yeah, just in front of it.
Yeah, he's not one to sit. There's some managers who sit, some who stand, some who walk around. He kind of stands and walks around a little bit. 2-1. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
Swatted out a mosquito.
I got it.
Yeah.
Emma's kind of just moving her arms around here.
Protecting us from West Nile.
2-2, a breaking ball in there for strike 3. Still 11-1. Another 0 on the board for the Chinooks. 11-1 Miners. We head to the 8th on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Here is Hunter Simmons to lead things off for the Miners in the 8th. Okay, close look at Brandon Smith right there. Simmons to lead it off for the Miners. He is 0 for 2. Kyle Conkle back out there, and Simmons takes ball 1. I feel like whenever I see Hunter Simmons, he's got a smile on his face.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Just a happy guy.
1-0 pitch from Conkle. In there, called strike, 1-1. Simmons had a big night last night. He was our player of the game. He's 0 for 2 tonight. 0-1. Twisting foul out of play off to the right. Brandon Smith on deck. 1-2 on Simmons. Here's the pitch from Conkle. Lined up the middle of base hit for Simmons. He's 1 for 3. Just to the left of Kyle Conkle, the pitcher.
Great Simmons.
Yeah, I mean, we talked with Ben Taylor yesterday. He said he's been working with Hunter on trying to hit the ball straight, trying to just kind of use every different part of the field. And it's worked well. He's now 1 for 3. Of course, a big night last night. Here's Smith, first pitch in the dirt, and stay the catcher Murphy 1-0. Nick Blazer on deck. Be sure to stick with us for the Matsu Myers postgame show brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Called strike to Smith, and I realized I have just made a very big mistake. It is the top of the 8th. Emma, take it away.
I was going to give you to the bottom of the 8th.
You should have said something.
No, I was just going to let you have your fun for the top of the inning. I was just going to, remind you during the break how we divide up the innings.
I apologize.
2-1 count to Smith. It's weird picking it up in the middle of the inning. Ball gets away from Murphy, and Simmons will just jog to second. Smith now 3 balls, 1 strike. Simmons, of course, chatting with second baseman Cavello.
He said that yesterday. He said he just loves talking to the people when he's on base, whether the opposing team is at first base and he's playing first, or if he's a runner. It's a good way to meet some new friends.
Yeah. So on down the first base side, or third base side, this one rolls foul. And we've heard from quite a few Miners that the Chinooks team is very, very nice, very friendly guys.
Yeah, some of them come up to the press box at Herman Brothers Field. I don't think I've seen any here today. But I've talked to a couple of them in the press box in Palmer, and they're very nice.
Sometimes find them outside the booth trying to get worms. This swung on to Cavello, the second baseman. Cavello makes the throw to Kramer at first base, and Simmons is able to get to third. Brings up Nick Blazer, the second baseman tonight. He is 0 for 4 tonight. Blazer, right-handed batter, playing second base. First pitch by Cavello, swung on, ground ball to Rourke, the third baseman. It'll get between Rourke and Arndt, the shortstop. Rolls into left field, and Simmons
He
Able
looks
to
at
run
us
home.
with a fist bump.
So Blazer with the single, RBI single, brings up Matt Decker, the Stanford Cardinal.
Another run. It's 12-1.
First pitch, lone outside, ball 1 to Decker. Blazer on first. Decker had a fly out to center, struck out in the 4th, had a single in the 5th, was hit by a pitch in the 7th, and scored a run. So he swings at this one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch swung on, deep right field, but Navant, the right fielder for the Chinooks, I don't think he even took a step. It was just hit directly to him. That brings up Mitchell now, who's had a great night.
This is probably his last. I would think this is his last chance to maybe take away the race for player of the game.
Yeah.
He could probably run. If he has a good at bat here, he can certainly run away with it.
First pitch, outside, ball 1.
The other player is 3 for 5. He scored 3 runs and he has 4 RBIs. Mitchell now is 1 for 3, but he has that big home run.
It's another.
Sorry. Mitchell now is 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored and an RBI.
Including a home run.
The other player also has a home run.
Swung on, ground ball to short. Arndt. Quick toss to Cavella, the second baseman, and that ends the top of the 8th inning. One run did score for the Miners. Miners lead 12-1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. You are listening to Miners Radio Network. Back here at Loretta French Field, the new pitcher on the mound for the Miners, Josh Grissom out of Wasilla, Alaska. Final line on Sevi Romo, 1 2/3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 2 strikeouts, and nobody walked. Great outing for Romo. First pitch by Grissom into shallow right field, and that's a base hit for Nick Cavello.
Grissom on the season. He's appeared in 2 games, no record. An inning and a third, 6 hits, 3 walks, no strikeouts. He's given up 4 earned runs. Last pitched yesterday against the Chinooks. He's only faced the Chinooks this season.
First pitch to Billy Arndt, the shortstop for the Chinooks tonight, is a ball.
Last night, an inning, 2 runs, none of them earned, 3 hits, no walks, no strikeouts, faced 7 batters.
Swung on to left field. Brandon Smith lets it get down, takes it off the hop. And Nick Cavello will advance to second, and Billy Arndt to first on the single. That brings up first baseman Jackson Kramer. 2 for 3 tonight. Was struck out, has had 2 singles, but has been stranded at first base for both times. First pitch outside. As the umpire turns around to the press box to
Turn that music
say,
off.
yeah, I guess he doesn't like Outcast playing during the game. 1-0 pitch, swung on. Line drive to Panachone, and that's out number 1. Runners stay at first and second. Brings up catcher Jeff Murphy. Has been struck out twice and had a fly out to right field. Murphy, right-handed batter. First pitch in there, strike 1.
Grissom, 6 feet, 165 pounds, just finished his sophomore year at Blue Mountain Community College, where Brad Baker is the coach.
Quick look back to second. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. Jeff Murphy out of Boston College. High fly ball to center field. Frost taking a few steps forward to catch it, and that's 2 away for the Miners. So Nick Cavello for the Chinooks is on second. Billy Arndt at first. We're at the bottom of the order with Billy Rourke. Griffith Rourke. Griffith playing at third base tonight is 0 for 3. Has grounded out to second baseman Blazer twice, his last 2 at bats. First pitch by Grissom, high and outside, ball 1.
12 runs on 13 hits for the Miners.
Ben Taylor has to be happy about that.
That is 27 runs in the last 2 games.
Low and inside, ball 2.
It's also not over yet.
True. And the Chinooks, they've been coming back lately in the 9th inning. High fly ball down the third base side. Foul. In case a foul ball hits your car, be sure to call Napa Auto Parts with locations in Big Lake, Wasilla, and Palmer. You can get your car fixed anywhere in the valley, just about. 2-1 count. Swung on, foul back for Griffith Rourke. 2-2 count. 2 out, 2 runners on.
Feels like this has been a long game, but it really hasn't.
No.
I mean, it's 10:20, but this game did start at around 7:55.
2-2 pitch. High ball 3. Full count now for Rourke.
And you'd think here in the bottom of the 8th, a game that's really been going for what, 2.5 hours? Well, it might be. I guess it might be 3 by the time it's over. But with all the scoring, you'd think we would not be this deep into the game.
3-2 pitch to left field. And Brandon Smith there to make another catch. He's been busy there in left field as we head into the 9th inning. The Miners lead 12-1 over the Chinooks. This is Miners Radio Network. Back here at the top of the 9th inning at Loretta French Field in Chugiak. The Miners lead the Chinooks 12-1. At the plate for the Miners, Jordan Rogers. See, it's a high fly ball down the third base line, and it is out of here. No, it's not. It's at the wall. But Rogers gets to second on the double. It hit the white sign, and it looked like it was out. But still, a great hit by Rogers after being struck out 3 times and then had a fly ball to center field.
Yeah, and he had a big night last night. He had 4 RBIs.
Yeah. So it was not a home run, but a double. Brings us to the top of the order to Cameron Frost, who is a home run away from hitting a cycle, as you pointed out earlier. Conkle still on the mound for the Chinooks. It's a high ball to shallow right center field. Gets down, and Rogers will head to third. And Frost with his second single of the day. Night. Evening. Whatever you'd like to call it.
Evening. It's his 4th hit, though. In 6 plate appearances, 5 official at-bats.
Not bad. That brings up Paul Panachone, the shortstop. He has scored 3 runs tonight. First pitch in there for strike 1. He's been hit by a pitch, he's been walked, and he's had a single. That's ball 1.
Get those last-minute Player of the Game nominations in. Tweet at us at ABL Miners. Comment on the feed below, or send us an email.
And there's strike 2.
We haven't received any nominations.
No.
I think we understand it's a little late
Oh, yeah.
on the continental United States,
The lower 48.
the lower 48.
1-2 pitch inside ball 2.
That email address again, matsuminersbroadcast@gmail.com. Cam Newell on deck. He's 3 for 5. He scored 3 runs and 4 RBIs.
Swung on ground ball to Billy Arndt, the shortstop. Quick throw to Cavello on second, and Cavello and Frost collided. I think Cavello was trying to tag Frost out, and he did. So Frost is out, but Rogers scores. And Panachone reaches first on the single. Brings up Cam Newell. Newell has had a great night. He would be a great nominee for Player of the Game, and he's hit by a pitch.
He has been on base 4 times if you include that home run.
Not bad. Next up, the DH tonight, Hunter Simmons. Simmons has also been on base 4 times. Scored a run.
Continues to be a patient hitter.
First pitch, low ball 1.
He says he likes batting in this sort of middle of the lineup, the 3 and 4 spots. And when you're in a place where you're comfortable, that's just only going to help you do better. It doesn't always help to be penciled in a place where you're uncomfortable.
Side for strike 1.
And for him, when he was struggling a little bit, I think Ben Taylor sort of put him in that he tried that 3 spot. He kept him in that 4 spot. I think he even went to the 5 spot. All right, check on that. He was in the 6th spot last night.
Ground ball up center field, scooped up by Arndt, the shortstop. Makes the throw to first. And it brings up the bottom of the 9th inning. We'll see if the Chinooks can battle back. The Miners are leading the Chinooks 13-1. You are listening to the Miners Radio Network. And here we are at the bottom of the 9th inning. And the Chinooks trying to make a comeback. If they were able to come back, they are down by 12 runs. This would be the biggest comeback I've ever seen. But it could happen.
Anything is possible in baseball.
Josh Grissom still on the mound for the Miners. And we are at the top of the order for the Chinooks with Stephen Pollux. High fly ball to deep center field. Frost going back. And it's at the wall. Pollux rounds first, heads for second. And we've got a double for the Chinooks. I mean, that banged against the wall. I thought that might have been out. But I think it's at 400 at center field.
400. That would be a home run at Herman Brothers Field. Herman Brothers at 390.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Pollux, he is a leadoff hitter, but we've now seen him, well, this is the 5th game between these two teams, and boy, he's a good player.
Another high fly ball to right field this time. Newell makes the catch. Pollux stays at second. Navant flies out.
He entered tonight with a home run. He's got some power in that leadoff bat. And it's not just leadoff hitters that have the speed and can hit for contact. I mean, he can hit, it looks like he can hit for power. He's a little guy, but we've seen him hit the ball a long way. A good player.
And that brings up Brett Collins, the left fielder. 1 for 4. Had a double in the first inning, but has hit flyouts to left field twice and third base. First pitch by Grissom, outside, ball 1. One-0 pitch, low, ball 2. Pollux at second. Miners still lead 13-1 at the bottom of this 9th inning. Two-0 pitch, ground ball up center. And that will be a single RBI as Pollux runs in for a run. Chinooks fans happy about that. Chinooks now down 13 runs to 2. Brings up Mark Lindsay, the designated hitter tonight. Has grounded out to third twice. Was walked in the 6th and scored a run, and then was struck out in the 7th. So 1 out already for the Miners. Runner on first. Mark Lindsay at the plate. Ball 1 by Grissom.
Grissom's looked very comfortable tonight.
Strike 1.
His first outing was a little shaky. The second one last night looked to be pretty good. And tonight just kind of looks even better.
A lot of improvement by Grissom.
Yes.
It's a ball to shallow right field. And that's a single for Mark Lindsay. Advances Collins to second. That brings up Nick Cavello, the second baseman. Has had 3 singles tonight. So he's had a good night. First pitch by Grissom. High fly ball to center field. Very high ball. Frost catches it. And will keep the runners in place. And that's out number 2 for the Miners. That's a very high ball.
That was hit very high up there.
Had to wait for it to come down to make sure that Frost caught it.
Yeah, Frost is lucky that the sun isn't, well, I guess it's sort of peeking through the clouds, but he's lucky that it wasn't too bright. I don't know if he might have sunglasses out there. It's hard to tell with the green and the yellow cap.
First pitch to Billy Arndt, the shortstop, fouled off. And only in Alaska would you be concerned about the sun shining in the players' eyes at 10:34 at night. 0-1 pitch. Fly ball to right field to Newell, and that is out number 3. And the final score here at Loretta French Field is 13-2 over the Chinooks. And do you think we'll just go right into the post-game show here before we have to pack up and head back to Palmer with the team? Player of the game? I'm in agreement with your earlier choice. I'm in agreement.
Wait, what if I changed it?
Did you?
I did not.
Okay.
Our player of the game is Cam Newell, and we are going to. Oh, Tyler has made an appearance here, and he wants to be player of the game, but he did not make an appearance tonight. But Cam Newell, our player of the game, boy, he really just seemed to be right in there with everything. Of course, that big home run. He was 3 for 5, scored 3 runs, 4 RBIs, and let's ask Tyler Stubblefield. What'd you think of Cam Newell's night?
Well, it was just a great performance, and just love seeing us win every game like that.
All right, Tyler, we'll see you later. All right, so Cam Newell is your player of the game, and I really think he's getting more comfortable. And you talk about we talked about this. Johnny Loker has really just been getting a lot of the attention just because of the big home runs and all the hits and having a batting average that's like above 500. But but Newell, I think he's close there. He entered tonight at 308, 4 for 13, 4 for 13. So we'd have to look at the stats and really break that down. But you expect to see him in there again tomorrow, or perhaps give him a day off and get Johnny Loker back in there, because Cameron Frost, who didn't play last night, was back in there tonight, and he had a good game, and also Brandon Smith. Right now, it seems like all these players are playing so well that you want everybody in the lineup, but you
just can't.
You just can't get everybody in there. But the Miners really on a streak right now, just back-to-back games where they've scored in double digits. This one is a 13-2 win last night, 15-6, and they just continue to beat up on this Chinooks pitching.
Oh, definitely. And I think that's exactly what Ben Taylor has been wanting. We talked to him last night, and he says that he wants to get the hitting back, back where it should be with this type of team. A very strong hitting team at their respective universities and colleges, and they kind of hit a little bit of a slump there, having some trouble, but I mean, these past 2 games have shown that this team is very talented with the bats and can hit when they need to, when there's 2 outs, all different sorts of situations. It's a very strong hitting team. And also pitching, John Farindelli went 5 1/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, struck out 3, walked 2, but no runs.
Yeah, I mean, I think he really pitched well. Everyone's just getting more comfortable. It's sort of the first week. You got to find out what this is all about. There's a lot of adjustment. The big one being the aluminum to the wood with the bats, and really you're facing all sorts of different competition. Players from strong universities, players from maybe not as many well-known schools, but still just great players. Of course, they're playing in this prestigious league. But it's a comfort thing. Everybody's getting more comfortable. You got to find out what's good, what's not good, what works, what doesn't work. So you do the best, and you just got to do the best you can. And that's really what they've done. They faced a Chinooks team that's it has talent. I haven't really seen it, but we know they do have talent just because they're able to stick around in this league. They've had some big wins against other teams, and teams that actually the Miners haven't. I think the Chinooks have a win over against the Pilots. And, of course, the Miners 1-1 against those Pilots. But, yeah, it's a comfort thing. Take everything step at a time, day at a time, and it always gets better.
And tomorrow the Miners head back to Herman Brothers, and they face the San Francisco Seals. The first pitch is at 7 o'clock Alaska time, pregame at 6:45, our usual time slots. And once again, here at Loretta French Field, the final 13-2, the Miners beat the Chinooks again. Player of the game, Cam Newell. For Austin Pollock, I'm Emma Tiedemann. So long, everybody.